I've been talking about this credit card debt that we racked back up to over $14,000 again. And I have a new series that I am going to do related to that credit card and the debt payoff. So stick around to hear all about it. Hi friends, and welcome to the Budget Bounce. If we haven't met yet, I'm Jen, and we talk all about living life on a budget, saving for our future, paying down our debt, and all the life that happens along the way. So if those are things that interest you, you're going to want to hit that subscribe button down below and tap the bell so you'll get notified every time I post a new video. So today we're here to talk about, basically I think it'll become like a little mini series I'm going to be doing inside of, all the other content that I'm creating right now regarding our debt payoff journey. So for a little bit of background, for those of you who might not know, we have been paying off our debt since the beginning of 2018. So we're 4.5 years in, we've paid off about $140,000. We have more than that to go. We're not quite 50% there yet. And in the middle of everything, we had a big setback for several months where we were both struggling, but in particular me, the gatekeeper of the spending for the most part. My husband and I are both spenders, but I am the person who is typically the voice of reason, and I didn't have the strength to fight it. And we're lucky we didn't do more than just $14,000, because I was ready to go buy a $20,000 air conditioning system and put in a $7,000 deck and do all kinds of things. But we managed to keep it to this credit card and the smaller things that we were doing on this credit card. And it racked up to over $14,000 in less than a year. So here we are faced with this debt again, and we're basically paying for it twice. If you watch any of my budget videos, you'll see we have a HELOC, which we used to pay off that credit card like 2.5 years ago, that we're still paying on. So we're still paying that credit card debt off, and we just racked it up again. And this is making me crazy. I mention it in almost every one of my budget videos when I'm talking about how I hate that we're paying over $200 a month in interest on this. It is just something that is having a big impact on me emotionally. Now, we have stopped spending with this credit card in that we are not adding anything to this balance, right? So we are now in debt payoff mode with that, and it is the one that we are focused on to pay off next. I know all of the details of the transactions that go into that 14,000 plus that we racked up. I was keeping track of every single thing. So I have all of those details. And what I decided to do for myself was every time we made a payment, I was going to identify out of all of those charges what got paid off with that month's payment. So I decided that I'm going to bring you guys along for the ride with those details. So instead of trying to explain it to you here, why don't we just jump on over to, yeah, you guessed it, I have a spreadsheet to show you exactly what I'm talking about. All right, and here it is. This is a list of all of the transactions that added up to the $14,000. It's over $14,500 that we charged onto this credit card in less than a year. So what I have here is the date of the purchase, which you can see it really started back in October of 2021. And then the name of the vendor, the place that we purchased the item, what the amount was, the budget line item that it actually would hit if we had paid for it when we actually purchased it, and then comments about what it is. And I don't have comments for everything, but I do have it on a bunch of things. So let's just talk about this for a minute. There are a number of things here. You can see that, all different types of budget line items. The comments, this was repairing 2 different snow blowers, one for this house, one for the other house. This, we were visiting our niece. This was a trip to visit family. This was the things that we did for our granddaughter's birthday last year. These were all the holiday festivities, things like that. So there were a whole bunch of things here that were just piling up, and they added up. You'll see all of these lines. There's like 170 some, I think. Yeah, there's 175 different transactions, including I was adding in the purchase interest charge when it was starting, and it added up to $14,520. So this is where we started. And in April of 2022, I had my, oh my Lord, what have we done? And that is when I started making videos again. So I had stopped making videos back in July of 2021 due to really my mental health issues. I was having all kinds of issues and something had to give. Things were not going well at work. They were, as fine as they could be at home, but work was really, really weighing on me. And I thought that was the crux of the problem. And it was a big part of the problem. I learned later that was not the only part of the problem. But anyhow, there were just a lot of things going on, and I just lost the will to fight for our financial future. And here we are, and anything I wanted to buy, I did. Anything that Matt wanted to buy, we did. Anything that we wanted to do, we spent on. I mean, we just didn't filter anything. And this was the result. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through every month, and I'm going to talk about the details of what that month's payment paid off. So let me show you what that's going to look like. So this is the first installment of this series. So we have, again, the date of the purchase and the vendor, and then I added a column for the monthly credit card payment amount that we made, the total credit card payment that we made, the interest from that payment that was covered that month, okay, and then how much of the purchase, amount of purchase or the amount paid off. So the positive number up here in the dark purple, that's the purchase total. It was $436.39. The negative numbers are amount paid off. So going over here, the budget line item is in the dark purple rows. And then I just have a note here about which monthly debt payment we were making, and then what the balance was at the end of that month. So just looking through this, in May of 2022, we made a $400 payment. Of that $400, $208 and change went to interest. So only $191 of that $400 payment actually went towards the principal owed on that card. And since this purchase was $436, there was still a remaining balance that on that particular line item, the very first line item in the list, which we will be tackling this in chronological order. So $245 remained on that. And that took our balance from the original $14,520 down here to $14,329. In June, we made another payment of $300. And $217 of that went toward interest, and that left $82 to put towards the principal. And so that left a remaining balance from this $436 of $162. That was June. That took our total balance down to $14,236. Then we had our July payment, and we were able to put some extra beyond we wanted to do $400 every month when we started out here. And obviously in June, there were things going on. We didn't make $400. And you can see why. I mean, with only an $82 bump or dent in the interest, it's going to take forever to do it that way. So in July, we were able to do $599. 207 of that was interest. So that left 162 there was 162 left to pay off the snow blowers. So 162 for that, got that paid off. We were able to knock out the next line item on the credit card, which was $86 for a dinner out with our niece. We went to go visit her at her college campus. And then we also were able to tackle part of the next one, which was the college bookstore at her school. And we were able to pay off $141 of that charge. I do remember this charge we did a lot of Christmas shopping because we gave a lot of UNI gear at Christmas that year. So that left $74 on this charge remaining that had to be tackled in August. So when all of the July principal payments hit, then what we were left with was $13,845. Now I have the summary down here as well, just showing this from the May payment. This is how much principal we paid off and what the balance was. So that's where I'm getting these numbers from. Oh, wait, they don't match up exactly. Why am I off by $10? I'll have to figure that out. This is a new spreadsheet and I'm just now seeing that these are off by $10. So I need to figure that out. But anyhow, this is the format that I plan on doing this in. You can see all the things we were doing and that we were spending on. And I feel like this is going to be really therapeutic for me. But this is the format we're going to use going forward. So now you can see that we have quite a challenge ahead of us. We are eyes wide open going into this, knowing exactly what it is that we're paying off. And every month that I make a payment and get it recorded in here, I'm thinking I'll go ahead and I will do an update. Now, if monthly seems like it's too much because there's not enough to talk about, then I might do it every other month or quarterly. But the point is, I will share the details with you guys so that you can see what progress we're making on that big list of charges that we charged up during this time. So I hope you'll join us for the ride and see how we do as we move along through all of this. And I'm looking forward to sharing all of the dirt, I guess, and just tackling all of this negative emotion with these positive moves that we're making. So I hope you'll join us, and I'm looking forward to sharing our next update with you. So we'll see you next time.